In this lesson, we'll learn how to add or subtract time to or from other time-based objects. The difference between two numeric values sometimes is referred to as a delta. Therefore, the difference in time can be referred to as a time delta. And conveniently, datetime module gives us access to the Timedelta class that allows us to create Timedelta objects. A Timedelta object would normally represent a duration, or the difference between two dates or times. So let's assume we have two datetime objects of a specific format, dt1 and dt2. And before we'll learn how the addition and subtraction works on the two datetime objects, let's see how the comparison works. And it is pretty straightforward. In fact, it is the same as if we would have been comparing two regular numbers. So these expressions dt1 more than dt2 and dt1 less than dt2 should return true or false, depending on whether these statements are true or false. However, arithmetic operations, such as, for example, subtraction, will create this time delta object. So let's store the result of subtracting dt1 from dt2 in delta, and then we'll print it out. But let's run the code just to observe the result of the comparison. So true and false, the dt1 is indeed greater than dt2. Then let's print the delta between dt2 and dt1 results in minus 146 days. This is because dt1 is greater than dt2. So if I'll swap them around, we should get the positive time delta. Now, this time delta object gives us access to some properties which we can inspect. Here in a series of prints, we can print the delta object without any changes, then just days, and then just seconds. So the difference between dt1 and dt2 is 146 days and 0 seconds. You see where this is going. We can use time delta to perform some calculations. All right, so here I am explicitly importing time delta class from datetime module. It is done purely for the illustration purposes. And below we have several objects. Now stores current date and time. 1 month is a time delta object with only one property, days, and the value of that property is 30. Likewise, 1 week has only got one property, weeks, with the value of 1. And then inside of those print statements, we can perform some calculations. For instance, we can calculate a time delta of 1 month from now. Similar, we can calculate 1 week from now, but also what was the date a week ago. So this sort of calculations might be helpful when we, for example, trying to estimate when the free subscription will run out for a specific user. For cases like this one, time delta class might be really helpful.